all these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness.
Okay.
Okay.
It's going.
First of all, how do you pronounce your name?
Danisa.
Danisa.
So it's like Denise with an A.
Amazing. It's beautiful.
Okay, so my name is Danisa. I'm from Metuchen, New Jersey, which is proudly in central New Jersey, surrounded by Edison, if you're familiar with the area. I went to college. I went to McGill in Montreal. I have Canadian citizenship, but I am born and bred in New Jersey. And then I actually went on to New Jersey to Rutgers and got a master's in city planning. So before law school, I was working at a nonprofit in New York City that helped homeowners facing foreclosure avoid foreclosure. And really, our mission was to preserve and protect affordable homeownership in New York City, which was no easy feat. And especially, I left, just as COVID was really unraveling, and hopefully, the government will respond and help people who are really struggling right now. So far, I have truly enjoyed law school. I am so happy to be back in school, and really am grateful to be in school at such a tumultuous time. It's just wonderful to meet people from all different backgrounds who study different things, who come from different places and have different perspectives. I think spent a lot of time conversing with a lot of people who had the same views on things like affordable housing, and it's nice to hear different perspectives and really challenge what you think. And I chose to do this first semester remotely just because I was very concerned about the rising numbers of COVID over the summer, and it's sort of a combination of financial and health concerns, just people coming from all over the country. Being in a classroom with 80 people just seemed a little too much for me at the time. So I'm really glad that it's gone well for everyone, but I'm pretty content with my decision to do remote because it's gone pretty well. And I'm grateful that BC really sort of made it so possible for remote students to feel like they're in the classroom for those in class classes.
Well, that's amazing. First of all, you are natural on a podcast, so very happy to have you here.
Very good job.
Yes. And now we'll get started with our fun questions. So this, I think, is the hardest question to answer. If you had a day with no responsibilities, nothing to do, and it is your favorite type of weather, if your favorite type of weather is rainy, if it's, sunny and 70, if it's like a hot, hot day, it's your favorite type, how would you spend it?
So I think my favorite weather is definitely like that 80-degree, no humidity July day. That's very rare, but especially on the East Coast. But I'll make it that day, and I'd go to the beach. I've started taking trips out to the Hamptons, and it's a terrible long day trip, but I really do think it's worth it. The beaches are just amazingly beautiful, and just going on a bike ride and sitting on the beach, walking on the beach, having a dinner outside, just that kind of relaxed day would be my ideal.
I would like to shout out to the Hamptons, which are on Long Island, which is where I'm from. So they are beautiful, and I recommend all our listeners head out to Long Island. This podcast is not sponsored by Long Island Tourism, but it should be.
All right.
Definitely better than the Jersey Shore. No offense.
Yeah, I mean, all I know being from here is like driving 90 minutes to cross a bridge, go down the Cape, have an ice cream, and turn around and come home. That's what we tend to do here. But no,
I am content with that. Just seeing the ocean for a little bit, I'd take the long trip.
Yeah, you got to get out there, especially these days. You don't want to be hemmed in too much. So I definitely hear that. All right. Well, our next question, Danisa, is this is a tough one here. If you came back in your next life as an animal, what animal would you be and why?
Oh my gosh. I think I'd be a chipmunk. We have a chipmunk who has decided to call our backyard home, and I'm just watching it through the years, and it does incredible things. He's dug himself a really deep tunnel in our driveway, and he sometimes covers it up with leaves to sort of make it look hidden. And he's just like, he runs the backyard, he chases the birds, he chases the squirrels away, and he's so tiny, but he is so capable and I think really intelligent. So I think I would like to aspire to be like the chipmunk.
But that's the right answer.
I know he hibernates, but he does come out occasionally during the winter because he can't possibly collect enough enough nuts to sustain himself through the winter. So I like the idea that he's evolved to be so strong and he can handle those rough winters. So
you sound like very nice wildlife in New Jersey. I mean, the stuff we got in Boston, like we've got squirrels that will like gnaw your trash lids off. Like these are aggressive animals that we have here. Wish I could trade for that.
Talking about the squirrels. What about the turkeys? That's not
the wild.
normal.
Yeah, near the law campus. There's aggressive turkeys. They will fight.
We get some wild turkeys occasionally who will just like stand on cars, and I don't know where they come from. And we have a lot of deer, and I'm not in a I'm not in a rural area at all, but tons and tons of deer will come, and we have like a family that will just sit in the backyard. I don't know why they've chosen our backyard is the place, but maybe it's the chipmunk who attracts other animals. But
there's a lot of those turkeys near the law campus. Like I'm originally from right near the school, and those weren't always there. It's been like the last few years there's been they've been on the rise. But yeah, no, they're more aggressive than the people half the time. But I hear that.
There's a ton in Brighton. Near my apartment, I see probably 10. And it's not a normal thing. I've never seen a turkey before in my life. So
they're very I don't like them at all. They're like prehistoric, strange. Yeah.
Very scary. And then I just have one more follow-up question before we move on. You say for years that you've watched this chipmunk?
So yeah, I'm pretty sure it's the same chipmunk. It might be his offspring, but this hole has been here like for quite a while, and he's dug he moves it over a little bit every
was that the Polar
couple
Express?
of months. Oh, that was the Northeast Corridor, so I could just walk down the street and get on a train to Boston.
Cool.
The nice thing about being here.
In the before times, I used to love taking the train. I take the Amtrak to New York all the time. It's great. It's a great, in the before times, of course.
Yes. Yeah. So every so often we hear that was probably New Jersey Transit. Wonderful.
So our next question is, what is on your guilty pleasure music Spotify playlist? I don't know if you use Spotify, but
guilty pleasures. I wouldn't call it a guilty pleasure, but maybe some people would. I'm kind of into like 70s, like soft rock kind of stuff.
Give us some examples.
Like, let's see, most recently, I think, what's it called? That guy, Lobo. Kind of like the not cool music from the 70s.
Amazing.
I would say. I gotta look. My iPhone, I remember Professor Quinn said we all had to update our iPhones, and I resist to updating my iPhone to the next software, but I had it plugged in overnight and it did it by itself.
Oh, they got you.
They got me.
I don't like to update
I was a little.
Yeah. Then they want you to buy a new phone, so you gotta avoid those updates.
That's right. It fills up, and I have to delete all my things. I can't load anything. So I had I just added these songs. But I'll leave it at that. Yeah, like really cheesy 70s music, like
Nothing
wrong with
Partridge
that.
Family, kind of stuff.
All right. So our last question for this would be: do you have any pet peeves? Always a pleasant topic, but any pet peeves of note?
I've been so like on Zoom.
Mm-hmm.
Well, no, I'm like I was gonna really say that on Zoom, I've only been interacting with people on Zoom for such a long time that I've forgotten my pet peeves of like being in person with people. But I guess when so I was living in New York, and when people ask you like, oh, do you like New York, and those kinds of conversations, I don't know if that's a pet peeve, but like, yeah, I'm
surface
just like,
level conversation.
yeah, or
We'll
like,
get to the deep stuff.
yeah, or just like those, yeah. We'll go with that.
Yeah.
I'm not. I don't really. I'm very. If you can't tell, like I have a smile on my face most of the time and just go with the flow. So I like. It's hard to get me like riled up or like unnerved by something or someone.
If I had met you before this, I wouldn't have put that question there. It's just because my roommate has been doing my pet peeve. We've been having a lot of talks about this. Hannah, if you're listening to this, thank you for writing yourself a note to remind you to put more toilet paper on the thing when it's done, because that is my one pet peeve.
Oh, I do have like roommate-y type pet peeves. Yeah. When you do the dishes, when you put them in the drying rack, when they're dry, put them away.
Yeah.
That's my
okay.
I mean,
shout out to my roommate who will not be watching this.
I could write a textbook about my pet peeves. Like, good golly. I mean, I would say most of my pet peeves probably have to do with traffic. Like the traffic in Boston is like I mean, everybody's got traffic, but the traffic here is like a Greek myth. It's like it doesn't even. Oh my God! Like I would say probably, and this is because I've kind of gotten good at figuring how late I can leave to get to contracts on time. It's about like 8:31 a.m. That's like about when I got to be backing out of the driveway. But I would say that when people turn really slow, like when you're in a rush and they're on their phone or anything, and they're just taking like a good 400
turn.
Yeah, and they're just right in the way. Or worse than that is when you're about it's like a 2-lane road, so one lane going this way, the other lane going the other way, and they want to turn left and no one's letting them go in the oncoming lane. That goes right up my caboose when that happens.
So you'd let the person turn. You would stop.
I would. See, I think that should be a law. Is
very
that you
nice.
have to let them go, because otherwise we're all waiting, all day.
That's true. That's true. It's the what is it? The utility. Let one person go. You're holding up all those people behind them. If you just pause for a second, you will bring a lot of joy to many people.
It's high on my list of peeves for sure.
That's nice. So that's a nice pet peeve, I think, to have. It encourages a good deed.
Now we are going to transition into our games portion. So today we're going to play one of my favorite games, which is just general trivia. So we're going to have Tom versus Danisa versus Mila, my cat, who's sitting on my lap. Just kidding. She's not very smart. And we're going to have 1 point for each question that you get right. And see who is the winner. So, are you guys ready?
I'm ready.
Do you like trivia?
Yes. I'm not very good at it, I don't think, but I do like it.
Let's see. How are we gonna buzz it? Maybe just raise your hand and I'll call on you, and whoever does it first.
Not our Zoom hand, like our actual hand.
Your actual hand where I can see you. And that'll give me like that power grab that I'm looking for. How many wives did Henry VIII have? Yes, Danisa, sorry.
8.
Okay. Tom, can you steal?
I took U.S. history like 4 times in a row, so I wouldn't probably wouldn't know that one.
Okay, this is really bad. He was a British king. It
Yeah.
wasn't U.S. history. Henry VIII.
That's why I don't know, because I just kept re-upping the U.S. history. That's why I'm in law school.
I went to Hampton Court, where he lived, and I know there were many graves.
Okay, I thought this was going to be an easy one.
Not off to a great start.
There's a musical about it. It's called Six. And it's about his 6 wives. Divorced, beheaded, died. Divorced, beheaded, survived.
Right.
So I'm winning trivia right now.
Now you're teaching us, I think.
This is great, yeah.
It just gets harder than I really thought.
Wonderful.
Okay, what country has the most vending machines per capita?
Okay, I'm gonna guess this one.
Yes, Danisa.
Japan?
Yeah!
Yes.
Wait.
1 point for Danisa.
I studied geography, so that's what I learned.
Okay, next question. Let's see if Tom can tie it up.
All right.
What was the first toy to be advertised on television?
Oh.
Danisa.
I don't know. A slinky?
No, but you're close.
All right. A bike, bicycle, tricycle. No.
No, we were talking about Toy Story earlier. That's a hint.
Oh.
Danisa.
Okay. Mr. Potato Head?
Yeah!
Wow.
2 points for Danisa.
The amount of comeback here.
Tom, yeah, you gotta.
Yeah.
I was gonna say that's my other pet peeve, being competitive, and I'm really not a competitive
Can I just
person,
ask just real quick? Did you do negotiation contest?
I did.
Okay, how did you find that? Because like a lot of people were like I can't imagine you just seem like too nice to be like arguing with the people.
So I took a class in negotiation, and the first thing we learned was like, you don't argue with the person. You establish we're all people, appeal to emotions, and that adversarial aspect of it. I was like, there's no room for it in a negotiation.
Because people have like real grudges down there now. It's like there's bad blood. It's spilling over into class, so you're better off that way.
I was like, you gotta be nice. That's how you get.
I would like to point out to Tom, there's no such thing as too nice. It's just nice. And Denise, yes, you are the nicest person I think I've ever Zoomed at. But
I think our judge, one of our judges, was like, you guys were a little too cordial with each other. He wanted to see us. Yeah. It's like, that's not how it works.
So our next question, this one, I was shocked when I read the answer. What is the most frequently sold item at Walmart?
Oh.
Is it water?
First of all, raise your hand.
You weren't looking. The hand was up.
Yeah.
You're like my Civ Pro professor. Like I'm raising hands. I'm waving flags. He's not seeing me.
Okay.
Even if
it is not water.
I had a bad one. Like the first thing that came to mind. I'll be very upset if this is what it is. Guns?
No.
I
was happy. I also thought that's what it was, but I was happy when it was bananas.
Oh my, wow.
I know. That was shocking.
That's a good one. I'm going to pull that out. That fun fact.
Yeah, these are all coming from, wow, it's a very unfortunate website name. Mantelligence.com. So if any of these are wrong, you can call mantelligence.com. The next one's
maybe it's for like Manchester Intelligence or something.
Maybe.
Not a man.
We're all feminists here, so it's fine.
Yeah.
What are baby owls called?
I don't know.
I'm looking for hands. Any guesses? It's really cute. Tom.
All right, might be like the worst answer. A hoot? Can you call them hoots?
No, that would be cute though.
Yeah, I had to read a book in school called Hoot when I was like in the 5th grade. It's about owls.
Denise, are you gonna steal or?
A little owl. Little owl. I don't know.
Okay, they're called owlets or nestlings.
Oh,
Adorable.
I think it's cute. Let's see. We have time for one more question, I think. And I'm going to try to find one where maybe Tom could come back and get 1 point. What is the second smallest country in the world?
Second smallest.
Yes, Tom.
Vatican City.
Nope.
All right, your geography. You should totally have this one. You should be running circles around me.
I was gonna say that the real thing we learned, we didn't do any of this. Liechtenstein, is that the smallest? No.
I'm going to do some extra research now because it says Monaco.
Okay.
Vatican City is the smallest.
Man, it was close. It was a valiant effort.
And second smallest is Monaco. Okay. My intelligence was correct. So
I can sleep easy.
This game was now easily won by Danisa with 2 points. So congrats. Thank you for
Thank
playing.
you.
And that's all we have for you. Thank you so much for coming. You were delightful.
Thank you for having me. It was a pleasure.
We hold these truths to